Happy New Year, Golden Sphere Real community. Welcome to the first tour of 2023. If you're new to the channel, my name is ANNIKA, and for today's tour, we're going to be looking at this gorgeous, tranquil, modern home located in Ayala, Alabang Hills of Muntinlupa City. So let's get started. Starting off in the main porch of the house, I like to call this the floating porch because the use of tempered glass as railings gives off this effect as if there's no railings at all. And right behind it is the main door. These are Indian doors and it's made out of heavy-duty wood. It serves a really good decorative accent for the space, seeing as though the exterior is predominantly white. So let's take a look inside. Now, this is the first time that we've toured an unfurnished space in Golden Sphere Realty, meaning that I'll have an opportunity to talk more about the design philosophies and structures of the house. So right off the bat, you'll notice that the main living and dining area has very high ceilings, and this gives homeowners and guests a very spacious feeling when they enter, and that contributes to one of the main characteristics of modern design homes, which is open floor planning. Now, the great thing about open floor planning is that it gives homeowners the creative freedom to designate their common spaces in any way they like, depending on how they lay out their furniture. And this counters the very traditional styled homes where they actually have walls separating common spaces. So that's one of the great benefits about getting a house that caters to modern design approaches. We're now entering the display kitchen of the house, and this space has the most play on monochromatic colors, which is another element that's typically found in modern styled homes. So the play with color here is seen in the transition from the gold oak wood in the main living and dining area into the marble-like texture seen in the kitchen. So this is great because in regards to the open floor concept I talked about earlier, it gives guests and homeowners a subtle distinction between the common spaces without having to put a physical barrier to separate them. So let's get into the actual features of the display kitchen. We have this beautiful marble-like finished countertop with a nice dark brown accented wood. There's also a second point of entry and exit from the external lanai into the internal kitchen. And you have a generous amount of storage. So over here is nice because there's this size storage system and you can actually pull it down to make things a bit more convenient for the homeowner. There's also a provision for a sink. And in the bottom of the marbled countertop that I spoke about earlier, there are also USB ports that make it a nice place to do work in the afternoons. The last unit of storage I want to point out is this cabinet over here that leads to a nice pull-out system for your dishes and utensils. And above it is a open shelf system that the designers left for the homeowners to be able to fix up in any way that they wanted to. So that's a display kitchen for you guys. And now let's get into the auxiliary or dirty kitchen and backside of the house. So I'm stepping out into the back side of the house. This is where the auxiliary or dirty kitchen lies. And over here is a staircase that cascades down into the garage basement. So let's take a look. So stepping into the garage and parking area, for reference, this parking area can fit up to 3 cars or 3 sedans. Behind me is also the staff quarters. And over here, beside the main entrance, is a pocket garden that can also convert into additional parking space if needed. Now let's go back to the upstairs to check out the external lanai. So exiting from the main living and dining area, I'm now in the external lanai. But before going into that, I want to talk about the heavy use of glass here. So the main material of the glass in the house is tempered glass, and this is good for tackling the heat in the Philippine climate. But also a really good benefit of having a lot of glass is that it maximizes solar gain. So the natural daylight that enters the house also minimizes the need to use electricity, and there's a sustainability aspect to it. Aside from that, it also provides a natural cooling system. So if the homeowners don't really want to make use of their air conditioning, they can open up the windows and they can allow for the natural air to cool the house on itself. Now let's talk about the foyer. In the foyer, this is a great place to host family gatherings, have a barbecue, or even Sunday lunch. And it gives you a great access to the main centerpiece of the garden, being the pool. So the pool is around 3 by 8 meters in size and 4 to 5 feet in depth. There's also a lot of beautiful lush greens surrounding it. And if privacy is an issue for any prospective homeowners, the fencing around the house doesn't give you any visibility to your neighboring surroundings. Okay, so another feature of modern design homes is convenience. And one of the strongest assets of this house is actually the fact that it allows for future planning. So for prospective buyers, there's a provision here that was installed for the ability to in-place an elevator for the future. So that's perfect for any families looking to find a retirement home or a home in general and are living with elderly relatives. Now, right beside it, conveniently enough, is the first bedroom of the house. So let's get into that. So the first bedroom of the house, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a bedroom. It can be converted into any space you want, like an office or an exercise room. But every room in the house comes with the same features. So you can expect to find a pre-installed inverted Samsung air conditioning. The bathrooms also come with a provision for a heater. And my favorite part is every room comes with its own private porch set. Now, before we get to the second level of the house, I want to take a bit of time to talk about the stairs. Now, unlike the unenclosed spaces you've seen so far in the main living and dining area, this is enclosed by 2 white cement walls. So the stairs are pretty wide set, meaning that it's friendly for elderly people that may be visiting the house or do live in the house, as it's less strenuous and tiring to walk up and down. At the same time, it has the capacity to host 2 people or 3, walking in and out simultaneously. So let's go up. Entering bedroom number 2, the space of this room is relatively the same as the first bedroom you had seen. It also has all the same amenities and features, but the only difference is that this has a much longer private porch which connects directly to bedroom number 3, and you also have a more elevated and direct view of Ayala Alabang Hills. So welcome to bedroom number 3. There are no stark differences in this bedroom in comparison to the others. The only main difference is the visual orientation of the bathroom. But what I do want to focus on is the subject of clean lines, and that's something that you can see in all the bedrooms so far. They keep a very proportional look to them, and with their squarish shape, it is a main characteristic that also identifies modern design homes. At the end of the of floor number 2 is the provision where the elevator, if it were to be installed, would open up to. Now let's go into another provision that provides another designated common space, which you can curate however you like. This little corner is probably the most serene and tranquil part of the second floor, just because it's positioned right beside the biggest picture window of the house. Now, in this picture window, you're overlooking this very lush green corner of the street, and that adds a lot to the positioning of this designated common area. So let's get into the third main bedroom of the home. On the second end of the hallway of the second floor, we have the fourth bedroom. You can see right off the bat that this doesn't have as many windows as bedrooms 2 and 3 did, but the difference here is that it has its own private porch, unlike the bedrooms of 2 and 3, which connected to one another. And over here is where the bathroom is located. So we're now entering the master bedroom, and much like other rooms, it also has its own provision for a private porch. The difference here is that this directly overlooks the swimming area and is not connected, much like room number 4. On this side of the wall, you have 2 windows that also have pull-down screen features, and that allows for natural ventilation to enter if you don't want to use the air conditioning, which I did mention earlier in the external lanai. But the best part about the master bedroom is really the bathroom. That's what really distinguishes it from all the other rooms in the house. So upon entering the bathroom, you'll notice a his or her sink, detailing that this room is intended for 2 people. There's also a walk-in closet with a lot of generous shelf space, a bathtub, and it comes fully equipped with the other features and amenities that were showcased in the other bathrooms. Okay guys, so that pretty much wraps up the entire house tour. I hope you guys were able to see how the form and function of the different elements of this space worked hand in hand together. Remember guys, the starting point to any design is the purpose of the building. And I hope that you take that into consideration when looking into prospective homes that you may be interested in. So that's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe if you have anything you want to say. This is Annika, and I'll see you next time. Bye!